In the farthest reaches of our solar system, beyond the familiar orbits of the rocky inner planets, and far past the massive gas giants that dominate the outer regions, there exists a world so distant and so isolated that it challenges not only our technology, but our entire concept of exploration. This world is Pluto, a frozen remnant from the early formation of the solar system, drifting in the dim outer boundary known as the Kuiper Belt. At this extreme distance, the sun is no longer a blazing presence in the sky, but a bright star among many, casting only a faint light across a landscape locked in deep cold, where time seems to move more slowly and the connection to Earth feels almost abstract. To understand why anyone who travels to Pluto would realistically never return, it is necessary to move beyond simple ideas of distance and consider the deeper constraints imposed by physics, energy, and time. The journey to Pluto spans billions of kilometers, crossing a vast emptiness where there are no refueling stations, no rescue options, and no shortcuts. Every kilogram of mass launched from Earth must be accelerated to enormous speeds, and every change in direction or velocity requires additional energy. Unlike travel on Earth, where friction and atmosphere can assist in slowing down, space offers no such help, meaning that every phase of the journey must be powered entirely by the spacecraft itself. Even reaching Pluto once is a monumental achievement, as demonstrated by New Horizons, which was launched with extraordinary speed and precision. It used the gravity of Jupiter to accelerate further, reaching velocities that allowed it to cross the solar system in less than a decade. Yet even this remarkable mission did not attempt to stop at Pluto, because doing so would have required an enormous additional amount of fuel. Instead, it performed a high-speed flyby, gathering data in a brief window of time before continuing onward into the darkness beyond, illustrating a critical reality. Slowing down at Pluto is far more difficult than simply reaching it. This limitation reveals one of the central challenges of any potential human mission. A spacecraft capable of carrying humans would need not only to reach Pluto, but to decelerate upon arrival, land safely, sustain life for an extended period, and then launch again with enough energy to begin the return journey. Each of these steps adds layers of complexity, but together they create a nearly insurmountable barrier. The fuel required for such a mission would be immense, and because fuel itself has mass, the spacecraft would become heavier, requiring even more fuel to move, leading to a cycle that quickly becomes impractical with current propulsion technologies. Time introduces another dimension of difficulty that cannot be ignored. A journey to Pluto, even under optimal conditions, would take many years, and a round trip could easily span several decades. For human travelers, this is not just a long mission, it is a lifetime commitment. During this time, astronauts would live in an environment completely detached from Earth, with communication delays stretching to hours, making real-time interaction impossible. Any problem that arises would have to be solved independently, without immediate guidance or support, turning the mission into a test not only of engineering, but of human endurance and decision-making under extreme isolation. The human body itself is not designed for such conditions. Extended exposure to microgravity leads to the gradual weakening of bones and muscles, while the absence of Earth's magnetic field leaves astronauts vulnerable to high levels of cosmic radiation. Over the course of decades, these effects could accumulate to dangerous levels, increasing the risk of serious health problems. Even with advanced shielding and artificial gravity concepts, maintaining human health over such a long duration remains an unresolved challenge, one that becomes even more critical when there is no possibility of early return. Psychologically, the journey would push the limits of human resilience. The distance from Earth would create a sense of isolation unlike anything ever experienced, as the home planet fades into a distant point of light. The knowledge that returning is not feasible would add a profound weight to every decision, every action, and every moment spent in transit. Unlike missions to the Moon or even Mars, where return is part of the plan, a mission to Pluto would carry the implicit understanding that it is, in effect, a one-way journey into the unknown. Upon arrival, the environment of Pluto presents its own extreme challenges. Surface temperatures hover around -230 degrees Celsius, creating conditions where conventional materials can fail and systems must be designed to operate in intense cold. The atmosphere is so thin that it offers no meaningful protection, and the weak gravity, while reducing the energy needed to lift off, complicates stability and control during landing and surface operations. Any habitat would need to be entirely self-sustaining, capable of generating heat, power, and life support without reliance on external resources. Energy, in particular, becomes a critical issue at such distances. Solar power, which is effective closer to the Sun, becomes far less viable at Pluto, where sunlight is more than 1,000 times weaker than on Earth. Alternative energy sources, such as nuclear systems, would be required, introducing additional complexity and risk. Every system must function reliably for decades without maintenance or replacement, as failure in such an environment would leave no opportunity for repair missions or resupply. Even if a spacecraft could land successfully and sustain life on Pluto, the challenge of leaving again remains overwhelming. Launching from Pluto's surface would require a fully operational ascent vehicle, pre-supplied with enough fuel to escape its gravity and begin the long journey back. This fuel would either need to be transported from Earth, adding enormous mass to the mission, or produced locally, which would require technologies and infrastructure far beyond what currently exists. Without a practical way to generate fuel on Pluto, the possibility of return becomes even more remote. Beyond the technical challenges, there is a deeper reality shaped by the scale of the solar system itself. Distances at this level are not merely large, they are transformative, altering how missions must be designed and what outcomes are realistically achievable. The further a mission travels from the Sun, the more it becomes isolated from the systems and support structures that make space exploration possible. Pluto represents a threshold where these limitations converge, creating a boundary between what humanity can currently do and what remains beyond reach. For now, exploration of Pluto is carried out by robotic missions like New Horizons, which have revealed a world far more complex than once imagined. Vast plains of nitrogen ice, towering mountains of frozen water, and evidence of dynamic geological processes suggests that Pluto is not a static relic, but an active and evolving environment. These discoveries deepen our curiosity while also emphasizing the extreme conditions that make human exploration so difficult. In the end, the idea that anyone who goes to Pluto would never come back is not simply a dramatic statement, but a reflection of current reality. It highlights the limits imposed by distance, energy, time, and human biology, all of which combine to make a return journey extraordinarily difficult with existing technology. Pluto stands as a distant frontier, not just in space, but in capability, representing a challenge that will require new breakthroughs and new ways of thinking before it can be overcome. And in the silent, frozen darkness at the edge of the solar system, far beyond the orbit of Neptune and deep within the vast expanse of the Kuiper Belt, Pluto continues its slow journey around the Sun, a remote and enigmatic world that, for now, remains a destination from which return is not just unlikely, but effectively impossible.